How are you feeling about saving money as part of your frugal life? In this video, I'm going to give you 5 important timely and timeless money saving strategies. Let's talk. Welcome! I'm Amy, and here at Frugal Over 50, I share tips and tools for frugal living. Bienvenidos a todas y a todos. En este video les voy a dar 5 tips para ahorrar dinero. Number 1, set it and forget it. Who our age in the United States can forget the Ronco chicken roaster, where you just set it and forget it? I love that saying so much that I've brought it into my savings life. Honestly, the best way to save money is to set it up and then never think about it again unless you absolutely have to. Now that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but honestly not by much. For instance, if you're working and you have the opportunity to set up some kind of retirement plan through your work, great. If you work in a place where you get a pension, great. If you're thinking about a government program that you're going to be able to benefit from now or in the future, fantastic. All of these are automatic saving things that you can just know that they are there, and you contribute as much as you can or as much as you are invited to, or however that works out logistically, and it's just done. It's just checked off. You are saving money. You can also go beyond the set it and forget it and do something that is a little bit more medium term. For instance, a lot of people will contribute at the end of a tax year to an individual retirement account of some kind. They get a tax benefit now, they get a retirement benefit later. And there are certain kinds of retirement accounts that work differently, but maybe once or twice a year you think about it and you schedule it and it's done. The next thing is then thinking about it on a much more individualized and regular basis. I talk here all the time about how much I love to travel and I want to travel more, and I have set up a line item in my budget where I'm thinking about saving little bits at a time towards my next trip. So I automate it by putting it into my budget, and I set it by putting a certain amount out of each paycheck into the travel budget. Is it a lot? For me, no. But I'm saving. Saving strategy number 2 is to save a little bit at a time. This is particularly good for those things where you have to save more intentionally, where you can't just set it and forget it. I have this tip for you folks because it's something new that I'm trying that I've never really done before, just in the same particular way that I'm thinking about doing it right now. And that's this. I will take a percentage of each paycheck that comes into my bank account and move that from my bank checking account into an interest-earning savings account. I don't know yet exactly what percentage I'm going to land on, and it may shift a bit, but I have decided this is my plan for little bits of saving at a time. I'm going to start with 10% of each paycheck going to my savings account and see from there. I may be able to do more. There may be times when I have a big bill coming that I need to plan for and I need to do less. We'll see. I'm going to see how it works. Do you save in percentages like that? Tell me down below in the comments if you do and if it works. If you don't, are you intrigued by the idea? Would you like to try it? Tell me your thoughts. Number 3, save while paying down debt. Now, I have a couple of thoughts about this. 1, I think it's fair to say that if you're paying down debt, that you're ultimately saving money because you're paying off principal, you're paying off interest, and in the end, you end up with either less medical debt, less consumer debt, or less of a mortgage. So you might feel like you're at zero, but you've really saved money by paying off debt. Like, I get that, but I'm thinking about something maybe a bit more counterintuitive, which is that while I put a percentage into savings every time I get a paycheck, I also want to put a percentage on top of that into debt pay down. I have some medical things that I'm paying off, and those are going steadily, but they're going, and they're going to be going for a while. And for me, I don't want to put on hold putting money into a savings account while I put money into paying down debt. Does that make sense? Tell me your comfort level with this. Are you the sort of person who, when you take on debt, whether it's for an emergency or healthcare or something that you just had to buy that you didn't realize, or even overspending on consumer goods, do you feel like you got to pay it off before you can save? I've always, up until I don't know, very recently felt like I needed to just get all my debt paid down before I could intentionally save. And I'm kind of changing my mind on that. I really want to start saving money even as I pay down debt. and it may be a smaller percentage of debt pay down and a smaller percentage of saving, but I feel like I'm going to be moving ahead a little bit better if I do that. For those of you who are expert savers, expert debt pay downers, talk to us all in the comments. Give us your words of wisdom, because I am just beginning on this journey and I would like to hold your little hand in my little hand and let us walk together through it. Speaking of walking through this together, if you're getting value out of this video, would you give it a big like and consider subscribing if you haven't already? And if you would like to get notified of new videos when they come up, hit the notification bell. Let's get back to the savings tips. Number 4, redefine luxury for yourself. This is such a fun one to think about. We often have luxury told to us or shown to us, but do you really want the things that we are told are luxury? I don't know. I've told you before that my recent obsession with something that feels very luxurious is berries mixed with Greek yogurt. I don't even know why it feels so luxurious, but it just feels like, I don't know, I'm eating something that I would pay $30 for at a fancy restaurant. And then I love to drink a cup of hot cocoa along with that. I have to confess, for breakfast this morning, right before I sat down to talk to you, that's what I had. I had berries and yogurt and hot cocoa for breakfast. I mean, I was feeling fancy. It was wonderful. Also, I love to just sit there with my hot cocoa and my berries and read a book. It's so much fun. It's so relaxing. I also like to go for a walk in nature, but here's the thing. You have to tailor your luxury to your needs. For instance, I work with a fellow who is on his feet all day, between 5-hour shifts and 14-hour shifts, never sits down. Am I gonna ask this friend to go for a walk in nature? No! I'm gonna suggest to this friend that he have a seat in a comfy chair with a cooling drink, possibly a hot compress on his head, and just sit there and bask in not having to move. Redefine luxury according to your needs and according to your actual wants, not what we are told we should think is luxury. Tip number 5, get back on track. Particularly maybe after a period of overconsumption when you find yourself buying things that you didn't need, it wasn't an emergency, you just were shopping a whole lot. And you're like, oh, I'm kind of ashamed. I don't want to look at this. I have 2 suggestions for you. And by the way, this question came from a viewer who asked about this. How do you get back on track after overconsumption? Such a key and crucial question for those of us who aim for frugal living, because we will have those times when we just spend too much money. So there are 2 ways that I suggest that you get back on track. Either one works. You can try both at different times of your life. The first one is start from where you are. Don't look back, look at where you are. So in this case, you go to all of your bank accounts that you have, find out what the balance is. That's your starting point. That's where you're going. You don't look back. I know I overspent, bye-bye overspending. We're done. Here's where we are. Let's say I've got $500 in my account today. I know I'm getting a paycheck next week. That's gonna add another $500. I'm making all these numbers up. And then my rent's coming and that's gonna be X dollars. I know that I need to go clothes shopping because I've got a job interview coming up and I wanna set aside X amount of money for that. I know I need to set aside money for groceries because my cabinets are bare. I definitely need to set aside money for gas because gas prices, hello. And I'm just gonna start where I am. I've done that before several times and it is entirely freeing. And if you have a budget that you've been working on and just ignored it, I've done this too. I just reconcile from that date and I don't look back at all. It's wonderful. And sometimes you just need to do that. Just don't look. Here we are. Let's go. The second thing is, if you really would like to go back and examine where you came from, you can. Go back and look at all of your spending. You can do this through your bank accounts, through whatever method you use to keep track of what you have spent. Go back and look at it and see where and when did that overconsumption begin. I guarantee there's a reason. The way this is useful is not so much for the dollars and cents of it all, but to go back and see the day that I started overspending was the day when, bam, fill in the blank there. And I recently had this happen. I talked about it in an earlier video when I wasn't so much that I was overspending, but I stopped keeping track of my budget, which is something that's rare for me these days. And I realized it was because somebody in my social circle was in the hospital and a bunch of us were visiting, and that was where the focus was. And so it helped me actually to go back and look at why I neglected my budget for a whole month. And then I felt better. I was like, oh, okay, got it. What if you go back a month or even 2 months and you go, I know that I started spending when X, Y, or Z bad thing happened, or when X, Y, or Z good thing happened, or when this change happened, or when I realized that something that I thought was consistent in my life suddenly became inconsistent. Do you see? And so then you can understand, wait, this is why I did it. Is that reason why I spent too much back then? Is that still going on right now? If so, how can I handle it? I want to handle it differently. I don't want to overconsume. How can I handle it differently today? If it is not going on, wonderful. I can go back to the baseline, or I can just move forward. So either one of these strategies, I highly recommend. I have tried both. And if you have a different strategy for recovering after a period of overconsumption or resetting after a period of overconsumption, please share it down below in the comments. This is something that we all deal with in our world today, and I would love to know what you do. Our quote for the day comes from author Emery Lee, who said this: "If this goes right, we'll figure out something else for the future." I love how this illustrates the flexibility that we can have when saving money in frugal living. Wherever you are on your frugal living journey, take the next step, whatever that next step is for you, and know that you are not alone, and I am so proud of you. Live frugally, change your life, and together we will change the world. I can't wait to see you again soon. Nos vemos pronto. Bye!
This is as good a day as any to start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many,